There are only four types of people in this world, and today we're finding out which one are you. Coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is GC the Black Guy, the one that will motivate you on your path to your purpose. In this channel, we give tips and tricks on how to engineer the life of your dream. So if you want to improve your health, wealth, and happiness, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit that bell. Without further ado, let's get going with the video. So today we're gonna talk about the four personality type you're gonna come across. It's called a DISC assessment. DISC. And this one is used often on the sales and marketing industry. It's a way to distinguish who is your audience, who is your buyer, and how to talk to them. I actually prepared a slide for you guys, so I'm gonna jump on my computer and you'll better understand what we're talking about. Okay guys, we're in my computer. So just before I start, so this is called the DISC assessment. So DICS. Do you guys remember the shape test? You don't? I'm gonna put the video link somewhere here and you can check it out. The shape test was also a test that you can figure out personalities. And what I've done is I've combined it with the DISC assessment so that you can understand it as well. Also, what I've done is I also put the elements, the four elements, so four type of people, four elements, and so that you can better understand how everything links with each other. All right, so another thing to keep in mind with this chart is this side of the chart are for people who are task oriented. These type of people, they're oriented, they're motivated by people. They're like people oriented, all right? So another side is these people, they're very active, and also these one are passive. So this is how the chart works. So first symbol is the fire driver, right? So think of the fires, how fire burns, and they're very harsh, they're very strong. So this is the type of personality that a driver would be. They like to drive towards their goals. They're very assertive. They're also very innovative. One thing I also did in this chart is I put their weaknesses. It's not necessarily weaknesses, but it's also something that makes them look bad. So, and everyone has something that, their weaknesses in a way. So they're very impatient, controlling. Sometimes they can be too blunt and they can hurt people around them, and they can be very pushy because they're so competitive and dominant. They can come across as pushy when they're doing it too much. The second type is an influencer. So actually, a lot of YouTubers will probably fit in this section right here. And I think that's why they call it influencer. That's why they call YouTubers influencers, because these type of people really summarize what the type of people influencers are. They're very expressive, charismatic, outgoing. They're very creative as well. They like to dominate conversations. So that's kind of like the character you would need as a content creator in YouTube. They like people. They also like a people player. They're very good at networking. And they remind me of the symbol, the wind. It's like if they're in a room, they're gonna flow their way to where they need to go and to the words. So that's how they are. However, one of their weaknesses is they're manipulative. They can come across that way, and they're very undisciplined. They don't like order at all. That is the total opposite of consciousness. Now, here's an interesting sign. Is on the shape test, the symbol that better describe them is the squiggly lines. Now, these guys, they're very analytical. They like systems. They're very cautious. They're reserved. They like orders. And their weaknesses is they're critical, picky, indecisive. So these are the type of people that you would find. They remind me of the Rock. It's kind of like they can be stubborn like a rock, right? And they're firm on the decision when they make it, but before they make it, it's gonna take time. The best way to describe these people is slow and steady wins the race. That's it. That's their philosophy in one line. And these type of people, the best way to describe them would be the water sign. They like to take the shape of the container that they're in. So if they're talking to someone, they might match their level of energy. They're very supportive, they're friendly, amiable, patient, and they're very good listeners. So these are the water type. They're also very agreeable. Now, because of that, their weakness is sometimes they can be too dependent. If you're selling to this person, well, they're gonna make sure all their friends and family are okay with the decision before they make the decision. So that's not very good. They can come across as awkward and unsure. But these are the four type of people, and you're gonna be one out of them. Now, as I was describing this type of people, you might have realized that you might have two instead of one. So let me go over that. So you're gonna have one dominant sign, and you may have another one. So I'll give you me as an example. Me, I was born a driver. I'm very strong in this area right there. Sometimes I'm often too harsh and too pushy, but this is me. However, my second sign is this. I'm very charismatic and I can turn it on and off over time, but I'm always a driver. This never goes away. So my dad, for example, was born like this, but now, yeah, as through age, he actually got closer to the center of this. So he's a little bit of everyone, but that's because he's older and he learned how to adapt and he learned how to use his harshness when he needs to, but also be the life of the party, but at the same time be supportive when he needs to be. So that's a great way. And if you meet someone who's closer in the center, you're always gonna remember them. That's because they're gonna be very uncommon. They're gonna have a personality that you've never seen before. You don't see every day. So this is one key thing. Everyone has at least one, but most people gonna have at least two. What is not common to see is for you to be a driver and then you have a second sign as steadiness or amiable. It's because these are completely opposites. Same thing with this. So think of it as these people love order and these people hate order. So they're completely opposites. However, this type is sometimes you can find it. For example, if you are a driver and your wife is amiable, well, that might rub into you and you might adapt a little bit of that personality. And the same thing with this. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to tell you guys. Now, the school system is actually designed for people like this. So these people are more likely to be successful in school. They're more likely to have A's. Actually, this would be a B plus student, and this would be an A student. And these people are more likely to be, this would be a C student, and this would be like a C minus D student, right there. The school system was made for these people. These people are more like entrepreneurial type. And that's a key takeaway. So someone who's here will not enjoy school because school requires order. You have to listen to your teacher. You have to get the right answer. And these people are very indisciplined. And also sometimes someone like this can be in conflict with their teachers. Sometimes they might feel like they know more than the teacher. And that's going to come out in conflict. Sometimes they don't listen to orders. Like they like to make their own rules. So this is not school. So, but they're actually the drivers. They make the best entrepreneurs because again, they like to be their own boss. They like to make their own rules. So often they start up with school, but they often go away and start their own business because that's their personality type. That's just who they are. So this was just when I noticed that, I'm like, wow, this is a very interesting concept. It doesn't mean if you're a driver, you're not going to be good in school. And it doesn't mean if you're steadiness, you're not going to be a good entrepreneur. It just means that some people are just more talented and more like suited for this type of roles. With that said, let me know in the comment section which one you are. I'm very curious. As I told you, for me, I'm a driver and influencer, but I want to know more about you guys. Let me know in the comment section which one are you, what you thought of my chart there with the elements and fire and combining that with the shape test. So anyway, any comments would help. And until next time.